All right, hell yeah, it's a new day. Just got out of the shower. But anyway, we're going to weigh this thing, and it's fully glued, so that's pretty sweet. But it's kind of depressing because I ran the numbers on the last weight before putting all this glue on the floor, and it was already 88 pounds. And so this thing might, now I'm just shooting for under 100 pounds, which is a little bit crazy. But anyway, let's get a weight. All right, hell yeah. So you're also going to be able to see kind of just how much heft it is as well. So let me take a weight. $158.2. Let's see if we can get that just a little bit higher. No, that was worse. Yeah, I'm just going to say 158 because it's going to get worse because we got to paint this thing. All right, so I got to keep it real with the math numbers, else I forget them. So that's basically 160. And so there's going to be 40 pounds up to 200. And then so plus whatever is extra past that. So if it's 250, that's going to be 900 pounds, basically straight up. I'm sorry. That's going to be 90 pounds, obviously. Okay. Hell yeah. Yeah, this thing is heavy. Oh, and it's super sharp just everywhere. All right, so yeah, we're under 250. Not by much, though. How about call it 247? But if that's 247, and I'm 157, then it's just 150 to 240, which, no, that's 90 pounds. No, so yeah, it was shooting to be over 90 pounds because I had to round up to 160. Yeah, so we're right at 90, so that totally sucks. It's just heavy. I mean, that just makes it almost unmanageable to get in and out of rivers, just really easily. But also for the dynamics, it makes the dynamics a little trickier. But I don't think so, because we have talked a lot about, I don't know if you can see my head or anything, but we've talked a lot about how if you do have if you have a 60-pound boat, which is light, like anything 60 and lower is light, you know what I mean? I'll throw, but yeah, to flesh out the dynamics, I'm only going to throw in an extra 20 pounds, maybe 40 to 50 pounds up in the front, to get that driving momentum. But let's say it's 60 pounds and I'm going to put 40 pounds of ballast in, that's 100. And so this just has its ballast everywhere. And so there is that. And we wanted to kind of test this for, there's no big water this year on the Lochsa, but the Lochsa should have decent flows. So that might be where I just want to take this boat, is just, you know what I mean? Take it down the Lochsa and see how it does, especially just sideways. And going down a full river is just one good way to actually kind of see the dynamics, because there's a chance this thing's not going to surf and I'm just going to get depressed taking it to the surf wave and just realizing. But the main issue, though, there's some cool stuff about this boat, and then every once in a while it's just like, no, that might not work. These smooth surfaces might be too smooth. Having a smooth surface and bubbled up, this is new territory. But I'm hoping it actually slides sideways, and I'm hoping these edges dig in. But this being shaped like a basketball, it could be very flippy and not track at all. But I wanted it to have planing surfaces, and so with one paddle stroke, you could, kind of get it going in the direction you wanted. And so, but stuff like that, actually, I'm going to test that at the lake, because we'll be able to waterproof this good enough to just take it for a quick lake session, paddle around, get like 30 minutes in it, take it off the water, because that whole process is going to require a trailer and, probably some rollers, just to transport it without scuffing up a lot of the paint and stuff. All right, hell yeah. Okay, I'm done with this video. But yeah, it's just kind of a little bit depressing. And it's going to be... So now, and this boat is so sharp that I'm thinking I'm going to sand the heck out of it. Like this got smoother, but on these seams, that would just cut you. And so on the interior of it, I was going to have to actually put foam, like at least like the Harbor Freight foam floor mats, basically just everywhere. I guess I don't have to put them where my feet are on the floor, so I'll think about that. But definitely almost from like at least 4 inches here overlap, and then all the way down to the floor. So that all has to be foamed out, just because it's just such gnarly surfaces. You can just totally open up your arms. And so the other aspect of it is you just wear like a wetsuit and then like Carhartts over it, which would be also awful. All right, so that's the only depressing thing to me about this boat, because I wasn't paying attention to the weight, and I wasn't anticipating that. I thought it was going to be like a slick 70 pounds, maybe 75. I didn't think we'd be in the 80s, and definitely I didn't think we'd be in the 90s, but we are. All right, hell yeah, done with this video. Thanks for joining me. Booyah.